Oh boy. We got Nadeshot advice on working a 9 to 5 and trying to make it from CDL University. Let's see what your boy Nade's got to say.
And Red, thank you very much for the tier 1, brother, 57MJ. All right, Brendo, he wants to know what advice, tips you have for someone that feels like they're stuck at a 9 to 5 and doesn't know what the next step is.
That's a good question. What advice would you have for someone that's stuck at a 9 to 5 and has no idea what the next step is? Well, you better figure the fuck out, dude. Because if you're not happy, you're gonna stay unhappy. Uh, that is the bit. That's the biggest question that anybody can ask. I would say, figure like he's got a job, so you got that part right. You have to find a hobby that you can, like, I don't know, make money off of in some way, shape, or form. It's hard. I mean, because if anybody knew the answer to that question, they would love to give that answer out. Like, if everybody had that answer, more people would be like happy with their jobs. But since most people don't know that answer, most people are unhappy with the current jobs they have. Um. So, yeah, and also, me personally, I wouldn't be asking any streamer or any influencer for any life advice, or at least anyone, anyone of like anyone that's a millionaire, essentially. Like a lot of influencers, they try to put up this guise of relatability with all this background stuff in order to appeal like a normal person. But m- most most influencers, I would say, the thing that's not normal about them is you simply just look at their bank account. Or if your favorite influencer is hiding the fact that they're like a multimillionaire, how relatable are they? I mean, probably like to some degree they are, but when you dig down to like the deeper level questions, the stuff that matters, then you'll quickly realize that, oh, dang, that's how you think.
I'll tell you what, brother, most questions that people ask me, like in my chat or on YouTube, like, I normally have a pretty good answer and advice because, like, I've been in the shoes that they've been in before when they ask me about whatever.
Yeah, because didn't Nate used to work at didn't he used to work at McDonald's or something? Yeah, Nate's actually been there in the trenches.
This one's a little tougher for me, bro. I definitely feel a little privileged because the advice that I would have gave to somebody 15 years ago when I started all this shit is very different than the advice I'd give now. I don't know, brother. Life is not.
He doesn't want to. Well, he would probably say he got lucky with where he's at right now. If he's humble, he'd probably say he's lucky. But that's not to say, that's not to discount like any amount of work that he's done. He's probably put in like a shitload of work with just upping his knowledge about life, business, marketing, his industry of gaming organizations, and shit like that. Probably huge, massive amount of work.
Not the same for everybody. It's not. I got really lucky doing what I'm doing.
There you go. He There you go. He said he got really lucky. And as long as you can admit that, then that's all that I mean that people really give a shit about. The thing that irks me is when people complete when people say that luck didn't have anything to do with it. Like, you're probably lying to yourself, buddy.
No, like I should have been working a traditional 9 to 5 at some point in my life, but I never had to because this gaming shit popped off for me at the right time. I was in the right place. And if you ran this scenario with my life, had me born again 1,000 times, I'd probably end up back here once if I'm lucky, but probably not. I don't know, brother. You just gotta kind of find.
Yeah, you shouldn't be asking influencers, especially someone like as significant as Nadeshot, about life advice. Or that's what I have found out, much to my own. I don't know. Not I was gonna say demise, but like there's nothing dismal about it. Like it's just a like a realization that has happened to me. The longer I watch, like any influencer really, any influencer that has been around in gaming for any significant amount of time that I used to look up to, they never really had. They may have had a job, but not for anything longer than like a year or two. And then they just found out streaming was a thing. They popped off uh, in the beginning because it just wasn't as big. There wasn't anybody significant, and so because of that, anything you did was considered high quality. Now you look at streaming and content creation, and the bar is set so much higher than it was when everybody first started. Massively higher. And I don't know if people want to acknowledge that or not. I mean, it is what it is.
Find things in life that you enjoy to make the 9 to 5 grind a little bit easier. I'm not saying that you can't make it or as a streamer or creator, but it is substantially harder now than it's ever been before because everybody's trying to do it. Everybody's like serving the entire internet like the same type of content. It's really difficult to stand out. So the advice that I give, like if you didn't even say that you wanted to be a creator or you wanted to make more money, like
Yeah, but he can probably sense it. I mean, most of his audience like kind of leans into like Call of Duty content and then sometimes Valorant whenever he's doing his Valorant thing. So, yeah, I mean, that's understandable. I mean, shit, look at me. I'm trying to do the content creation thing. I'm probably not going to be successful. I just take it as it is. Most of this shit is just like conversational, and that's all I think it'll ever be for me. I don't really foresee myself get like popping off or anything like that. So the sooner I accept that, I think I'll be like just a lot happier. And as long as I just keep most of this stuff like very conversational, like I'm talking to like a person, I think it'll just be healthier like mentally for me.
doing stuff on the internet, but you just gotta it's supply and demand, bro. You gotta be unique, you gotta be different, you gotta try things that other people aren't willing to do that you think are funny. And it's
If you were to ask anybody significant what is the unique thing that they do, they would all probably give the same answers. So the whole you got to be unique and entertaining or skillful or something like that is probably not a good reason, because that a lot of people like they like to ask that question to people that are like on the come up, and the people on the come up can't really give a good answer, when in reality neither can the people that are casting judgment or anything like that. So
it's got to be passion project for you. It's got to be a hobby first. So
that is true.
I know that that's probably not
that is true. Whatever you want to do on the side, it has to be a hobby first.
the best answer, but just got to keep your head down and keep working, brother. I mean, I don't know. I read a thread on Reddit the other day about somebody who was like in their mid-20s. They just got out of college. They just started their 9 to 5 job, and they've done everything that like the world
that you were supposed to do. And now they're probably fighting. They have their like income source, but they're not meeting their fulfillment meter. They're not fulfilled. All right. This is like my money meter. I got my money meter good, but now I need to. There's a new meter that reared its head, and that's like the fulfillment factor. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not happy with my job, but I can endure it. I can tolerate it. Like you have to figure out something that you can do to feel fulfilled. And I would say for the most part, that's pretty fucking tough.
World has told them to do, but they're miserable. They're like, how the fuck do you people do this? How do you work a 9 to 5 for 30, 40 something years of your life? And we're just like,
That's why the saying, you change like your personality every 7 years. Like every 7 years that goes by, your personality changes. Like you become a different person, you think differently, so on and so forth. That's why. You probably come to the realization that this is your future for the next 20 or 30 years, whatever your retirement thing is for your thing. And then you just have to just stick your head down and do it if you choose, or just up and quit and do something else. Or you kind of tolerate it and then you kind of build something again on the side, which I would say is probably a little bit like more healthy because, you know, if you want to enjoy all the amenities of social society, you know, having a house, fucking smartphone, internet, fucking all that jazz, then you kind of have to pay like taxes and money and all that shit.
working to die, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And a lot of the folks in like their mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s were like,
Yeah.
yo, look, I promise you, I get it. Like, it seems terrible now, but, you know, I kind of fell in love with my routine. And yeah, there's days that I don't.
No. People do not fall in love with their routines. They accept it. They accept their fate. That's what is happening. Don't let anybody ever say anything different. They are simply tolerating it until they can get their pension, if their job even offers them a pension.
Enjoy work, but you know, it's got to be done. But it's much more tolerable than it was when I first started. And on top of that, you know, start dating, get into a relationship, you get engaged, you get married, you have kids. Like it makes it all worth it. So I don't know, man. I think people just trying to find happiness in general, I think is a hard thing to do, no matter how good or bad you have it, or what your job is, or what you got to do day to day. We're all here like for a short time on this earth, just trying to find something to hold on to and be happy with. So I don't think it's the easiest thing to do. And
No,
I think
it's in fact one of the hardest things to do. To not even be like happy with whatever you're doing, feeling fulfilled and content with just anything that you've done. To try to build because you know a lot of people whenever they do their job, I would say they most likely don't take pride in it. Maybe like to some degree there's like a little bit of pride, but like not really. If you just consider even your career as anything like serious to be taken into consideration. I don't know.
it's like a constant battle with yourself and the world around you. But
Yeah.
if you kind of get yourself locked into routine habits and surround yourself with people that you love and love you back, like it's not all that bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's also another good point. A lot of people, they don't got no one. They don't got a significant other. Maybe their parents died. Maybe they don't got any sisters or brothers or anything like that. Maybe their grandma, granddad, aunt, uncle, whatever. Maybe they got nobody. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like that just simply exist. So, what do you gotta tell them? I mean, effectively the same thing, and you know, arguably it is harder to like make friends and shit the older you get. So, it's just it doesn't have to be like that, but it's just that's the trend.
All right, bros, let's ride.
Oh. Oh, I think that's pretty good advice from Nade. Uh, I think he is like a more grounded than what I used to watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll like check his stuff out a little bit more. Seems a little more grounded and realistic in his like advice giving. But oh, it's nice to hear. But yeah, good stuff. Definitely worth thinking about. I mean, if you have a job, or at least a job that you can tolerate, uh, just figure out something to do on the side, man. 100%. You gotta figure that shit out. Just keep spinning your wheels. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep spinning. I'm probably gonna spin myself in more into the ground though. Whatever. But good advice. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.